Good morning to all my friends and family, and welcome to Jim's 5 a.m. Club. As you can see, I'm over here in front of the harbour bridge, and I'm on the Opera House side of the harbour, and as you can see, the Opera House sails are towering above me. It's 6 o'clock in the morning. I've done 2 5 a.m. clubs already, and this will be my third. So I'm well on my way to completing my quota for today. I need to deliver 4 a day in order to reach my goal of 1,000 vlogs by my 1,000 vlogs in English, that is, by my 61st birthday, which is on the 27th of May. So thank you once again for joining me on this episode of Jim's 5 a.m. Club. And what we'll do is we'll do a walk and talk, and I will head back because I'm starting work at 6:30. But from what you can see there's a lot of cloud on the horizon, so I don't expect to get a spectacular sunrise this morning. So let's head back and we'll do a walk and talk. We'll go at a gentle pace. You can see the flags on the bridge fully extended as we have a gentle breeze coming from the south. So I imagine that this southerly breeze will bring with it a cooler temperatures and maybe some cloud, but we'll see. I'll be coming to you again at 9 o'clock with another Jim's 5 a.m. Club, and we'll see what sort of weather pattern it will bring with it. So today I want to take you through a book summary, and the book summary that I've got here is entitled Insight by Tasha Eurich. Tasha Eurich, who is regarded as one of the top 100 thought leaders in America. So it'll be interesting to see what she has to share with us. And this is the third book summary for today. And believe it or not, it's the third female author, which is wonderful because we're getting different perspectives from wonderful authors and using it to springboard and get us, nourished for the day, learning something new. And what the author tells us here is that we can't always trust what we see when we look inward. Now that's a pretty profound point. We can't trust what we see when we look inward. And very, very thought-provoking. So let's see what it all means. So this book is all about introspection, looking inward and knowing yourself better. Because what the author here says is that the beauties in life, the key value in life is not marveling at all the things that we have around us. Yes, it's nice to have a wonderful harbour with lots of monuments and beautiful things, but our biggest call to action in life is to know and to develop what we've got inside of ourselves. And Socrates in the ancient times, 2,500 years ago, talked about the importance of knowing thyself, because we humans are unique in the animal kingdom because we have the ability to examine ourselves, to examine our thoughts and our emotions. And by having that gift from God, it's important that we use that gift wisely and effectively for the betterment not only of ourselves, but of all of those around us. So what the author here says, interestingly says, is that we need to be on notice and to notice our own damaging thoughts and patterns, and to decide to do something about it. You know, the key thing is to notice what we're doing, what we're thinking, how we're feeling, but not only to notice it, but to use our capability to do something about it, to leverage it, to change it, to ensure that it works for us and it serves us rather than works against us and damages us. So the author then goes on to talk about the understanding of what self-awareness is and the seven basic insights that we can learn. And when it comes to self-awareness, the author tells us that there are two aspects to it. We have internal self-awareness and we have external self-awareness. So the internal self-awareness is where we look at ourselves and try and understand who we are and how we feel. But the external self-awareness is where we try and understand how others see us and how others feel about us. Very interesting. I'd never ever thought about it in that way. But and a lot of people say, well, look, I don't care what other people think and I don't care what other people feel about me. But what the author here is saying is that it's very, very important to have cognizance and an understanding of how other people see you and feel about you, because that will help you grow and develop and will give you valuable and important feedback to help you on your path to understanding yourself. So the 7 insights, and what the author here reminds us of is that the better you are at self-awareness, the happier you may be. But you need to be balanced in the way you do your self-awareness so that you don't become self-critical. So the 7 values, or the 7 aspects that the author talks about are the first one being values, then passions, aspirations, fit, patterns, reactions, and impact. So the values that the author talks about is what the fundamentals are that we live our lives by. The passions are the things that bring us joy. Aspirations are the goals that we have set ourselves and the things that we want to achieve in life. The fit is basically understanding our environment, our surroundings, and how we fit into it. The patterns are our habits, our routines, what we do and why we do it. Our reactions are our physical and emotional responses to the stimuluses that happen in our world. And the impact is the effect that we have on others and the effect that others have on us. So all of these things impact our self-awareness or can be used to guide our self-awareness. So the next key point to come out of the book is that developing self-awareness comes from being introspective. And introspective basically means looking inward. But you need to do it correctly, according to the author, else it may backfire on you. It may damage you as opposed to embolden you and make you better. The next point is that self-analyzing can be damaging because our brains sometimes jump to irrational conclusions. Our brain always looks for the easiest answer because most of us are jack shit lazy at thinking and trying to figure out the world and the problems around us. What we actually do is we sometimes just jump to conclusions or just take other people's viewpoints as being truth, as opposed to searching for the real answers in our lives. So the author once again calls us to action and says, don't just take other people's views as gospel, but make sure that you do the hard yakka and do some deep, serious thinking about yourself and the people around you and the feedback you receive in order to create your truth, and not to be lazy and just jump to irrational conclusions and take shortcuts. When it comes to emotions, the author here says something really interesting, that it is smart to be able to name your emotions, because once you name an emotion, then you're able to identify and manage it because it's got a label. You've been able to compartmentalize it and to grab it, to touch it, to feel it, to smell it. And once you've defined it, once you've labeled it, then and only then you're in a position to be able to work it and to do something with it. And regarding self-analysis, there is a spectrum of self-analysis. There's a whole spectrum that you can go across. You can go from introspection, and on the other side of the spectrum is rumination, where you can become totally preoccupied with our weaknesses, anxieties, and insecurities. What you don't want to be, what you don't want to do, is to be preoccupied with your self-awareness, where you spend all of your time looking at all the negative things that are happening in your world, in your life. You know, don't spend too much time thinking and looking at your weaknesses, your anxieties or your insecurities, but look at ways of managing it and doing something about it that's going to move you forward and be productive. So the last point is, if you want to be the best you can be at self-awareness, self-understanding, you need to be able to react really, really well to feedback. And I know that a lot of people are absolutely hopeless at responding and using feedback. And I'm one of those people as well. I've got to admit that I don't like receiving negative feedback, but just like you and everybody else doesn't like receiving negative feedback. But we need to learn how to receive it, and to receive it well, and to use it. The best people don't just take correction and feedback, but what they do is they actively go out searching for feedback and using that feedback and acting on that feedback. Because receiving feedback well means that you understand it, and you understand it clearly, and you use it and you embrace it, and you see it as a tool. You see it as a partnership opportunity where you can work with the people around you to act as a sounding board to help you grow, develop, and become a better version. And you've got to understand that when you're reflecting on your own life, you've got to ask yourself the question, does the feedback apply and relate to me? And by asking that question, then you're able to deal with it. You know, you can check your response to the feedback. You know, because at the end of the day, if people see you a particular way, then you probably are that particular way, or you're doing something that is making people think that you are a particular sort of person. So you may need to adjust the way you communicate, you may need to adjust the way you engage people. But the big lesson from this book, and the lesson that I'm going to take away from this book, is to be welcoming of feedback, good feedback or bad feedback. I remember speaking to my spiritual father, and he says he always prefers to receive negative feedback from people, because when people give you positive feedback all the time, he says that they're basically pissing in your pocket and making you feel comfortable and really, really happy. But with positive feedback, you can't really use it. You can't really springboard off it, because it doesn't tell you anything. Yes, it may tell you that you're on track and they like you, but they may like you for other reasons, but not necessarily for what you're doing. But they may want to be, I don't know, who knows what their agenda is. So I think I'll leave it there. It's starting to blow a bit of a breeze, so I don't want to have the breeze buffeting the mic. So let's finish off with the positive affirmation. I'm alive, I'm well, I feel absolutely great. My friends and family, stay connected, stay relevant, stay reasonable. And I better quicken my pace because I need to get to work and I'm running a little bit late now. So have a great day, have a great hump day, and make the most of this wonderful weather that we're having. Yasas from Jim's 5am Club, and we'll chat again soon. Check out this view, check out this city. How beautiful is it? Bye for now.